All right, say everything you just said again.
Okay, I finally bothered to mess with the settings of my media server to actually get it to like not transcode live, so it would offload that to the player.
Hell yeah.
Um, and that combined with because the hardware that I'm running all of my server stuff on is pretty shitty, so we have to compensate for that. But now that I have like actual fiber optic internet, my upload speeds are bonkers.
Hell yeah.
So I've just been combining that with a WireGuard like VPN to Norway. I've been downloading.
What VPN do you use?
Uh, just one of the literally just I'm using.
If you say NordVPN, I'm gonna kill you.
No, I'm using WireGuard to connect to one of the free Proton servers.
Oh, okay. I personally use Mullvad just because it's easier.
Yeah, which works for downloading media. But I got that set up, so we were watching. Yeah, and so we were watching. Have you seen Goat, the movie? Or like
I
heard of it?
cannot say I have.
Basically, it's a basketball movie about animals.
So it's Airbud, but with goats.
Kind of, yeah. Except it's not all goats. It's like if Zootopia, but they were a little more racist. Yeah, no, they do. They do just eat them. And the amount of times, like in this movie, that like because the whole thing was that like Smalls can't ball.
Like small
goats,
animals.
yeah, like smaller animals can't play. What they called it roar ball, and so big animals,
God, short kings truly are the most oppressed minority.
literally. So
God, I fucking hate short people.
like lions and like elephants and panthers and shit play like this basketball game, and small animals like goats and shit can't. Um, but the amount of times like somebody just threatened to eat somebody, like it was a serious threat. I'm like, wow, like is this like their version of oppression? Like instead of not being able to use the same water fountain, it's just you get fucking consumed.
It's like it's like the average Joes versus the Cobras in Dodgeball 2004.
Yeah, literally. But Steph Curry directed the movie, and he played the tall giraffe that liked rapping.
I had a friend who was mostly deaf for a while until he got like a surgery, but he'd come over to my house and we'd watch movies and I'd put on the subtitles, and so we'd watch like those, early mid 2000s comedies, like Dodgeball, Mad Men, like stuff like that. Not no, not fucking Mad Men. What? Smash Mouth, Ben Stiller, fucking what's the name? They're superheroes.
Uh, I have no idea.
Mystery Men, Mystery Men. God, I
Oh
tells
wow,
you
I don't
how
even
tells
know
you how
that.
much I remember that movie by the fact that I. Anyway, we'd watch stuff like that, and we'd put the subtitles on, and
Yeah.
so he wouldn't get the joke until the subtitles came on, and then he would laugh, and so he would take, like, we'd look at it, and he would like, oh, hold on, can you pause so I can read that, and so I'd just be sitting there, and we'd just be getting like the dodgeball experience, but exclusively through subtitles. Like when Panches O'Houlihan, my hero, says you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, and comes up on the subtitles, that's when he would be like, oh, haha, funny.
Dude, I love Dodgeball. That
I
is such a good movie.
peak cinema. I'm not even joking.
No, 100%.
We got to get big enough that we can do low effort like reaction slop, and then we just got to
Yeah.
become a movie watching and reviewing channel. We just got to rip off Red
Low
Letter
effort
Media.
reaction slop is so fire.
But we got to get big enough that people actually want to watch that beforehand. But what we got to do is we have to have like good movies interspersed with bad movies.
Yeah.
We have to have the dodgeball. We have to watch like a Seven Samurai or something like that. We got to get that sort of film, and we got to intersperse it with like, what was the movie that I was looking
But yeah,
at?
while you're doing that, to like finish the thought that I had about the
I
movie
did
Goat,
just
because it,
interrupt you.
it did
Yeah.
it did tie in, but we got that off of a website, and I put it on my because the reason, so I use Jellyfin, and I like Jellyfin because there's a Roku app for it, which means I can play it on my TV like through my little Roku thing.
Okay.
which is I just think it's convenient. But so we boot it up, and I get really confused because the subtitles are in English, and as you said, the goats start speaking in Hindi, and I'm like, I can't tell
Yeah.
like if this is just how the goats sound or if like
I feel like that's racist in another dimension, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
uh well, I see. I didn't realize it was Hindi at first, so I think that it absolves me.
Oh, that's what we.
I
Oh, that's. Sorry.
I just thought it was weird gibberish, like every language other than English.
I had that moment too. So last week, well, 2 weeks ago, we'll get to that. We were talking about Dragon Ball, and I think I pitched it as talking about Dragon Ball Evolution. The project I was talking about was I was going to make like a video on Dragon Ball Evolution because I'd watched that movie for the first time and I was like, holy shit, this is awful. And then I think
Uh-huh.
like Pointless Hub made a video on it, and I was like, oh, okay, so like now I'm gonna look like I'm stealing from the popular YouTuber. But so I downloaded it because I was going to be going on a long trip and I was going to have like a 2 hour layover. And I downloaded Dragon Ball Evolution because I knew Dragon Ball. I'd never seen the movie. And I wanted to see what it was like. And I put it on my phone. I downloaded it to my phone. And then I go and I'm sitting in like the floor of the transit authority because all the benches are taken. This is at like this is in the wee hours of the morning, right? This is not a good time to be alive, and
Yeah.
I'm having a layover in the middle of the night, and I'm sitting on the floor trying to watch Dragon Ball Evolution on my phone, and I open it up. I have VLC on my phone. I open it up, and it's all in Hindi, and I was really confused for a second. And I was like, oh, did I download the wrong language version of this? No, I had to go into the audio tracks and select the different audio, but I didn't realize I still had English subtitles. The
Uh-huh.
audio was in Hindi, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to be watching this in Hindi. So I spent like a solid 10 minutes just doing that.
Huh.
So just picture the scene, middle of the night, sitting on the floor, back against the wall, tired as hell, and I'm watching Dragon Ball Evolution in Hindi on my phone, and I eventually
As you
switch
do.
it. I get halfway through, and it's so bad, I just turn it off. I just turn it off, and I stare at the wall for another hour, like the remaining time that I had on that layover.
That's
Dragon Ball Evolution was so bad, I would rather just sit on the floor and stare at the wall rather than distract myself by watching it. That's how
that's
bad that
crazy.
movie is.
That's awesome. That's
That's a
wow.
It's a
What a
true
bad
story about
movie.
our world. Um,
I think really I don't I used to be a big like movie on planes guy, but I haven't it's been a minute since I've been on like a long flight, like a long flight. And I think now just I don't know, I read books. I think the last time I tried to watch a movie on a plane, I downloaded like the Berserk movies onto my phone. Got like 20 minutes into one and was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore.
you mean like the Berserk anime?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, like not like yes, like but like in the movie.
2016 or the 90s one?
I think the 90s one.
Okay, good. If you'd been forced to watch 2016 Berserk on a plane, that would have been a comparable experience to my DBZ Evolution.
That's yeah.
I The problem is all the flights I've had, since COVID have had, like 2 or 3 legs, even if they're really not that long. The last flight I had, one of the flights I had recently, I randomly got upgraded to a seat where there were like screens in the back of the chairs so I could watch a movie. And I think I watched Hot Fuzz. I think that's what I watched.
That's a
And
good one.
I got like halfway through it and then I had to change flights. So I just finished it when I landed. Because I was like, well, now I want to kind of finish the movie.
I think it's been a while since I've been on a plane that like didn't have the things in the back.
Well, you're bougie. You always
The
fly first class.
No, I just fly Delta.
I fly Delta too, and I'm always in the shitbox planes. I'm
Wow.
also usually in the planes that have like 2 rows or 2 seats per column, like
Oh,
four per
sure,
row.
sure.
Um,
I think well, okay. I guess I don't really notice them if it's on like a less than 2 hour flight. Like if they're not there. But anything more than 2 hours, they're nice to have.
all my flights
Um
are like chaining 1 hour flights together, and then you have an hour
oh
long layover
gross.
between them, which is great. I love what should be like an hour and 45 minutes in the air getting turned into an all day experience. That's like,
Yeah, no,
we don't
that's
get enough
awful.
of that at airports, honestly.
No, the longest flight that I'd been on though without the like screen things was when I flew to Iceland.
Oh yeah.
And that was a 6 hour overnight flight that I had me, myself, and I to entertain. And the best part is that it was overnight, but it was like there was light outside my window the whole time.
Hell yeah.
I love the Arctic uh, in
If we can
there.
if we can take it way back to Goat the movie, I just want to
Yeah.
say we brought up Airbud. I just had a. Do you know sometimes where you have like an idea for a bit, and it just like appears into your mind, right? Like a comedy bit, it just appears into your mind, and you have
Uh-huh.
to find some way to like integrate it into conversation within the next week or so.
You mean
Otherwise,
you don't just like go to the next person you see and tell them just do it?
it's like Dwarf Fortress, like having a strange mood, like getting seized by inspiration, and you have to bring it into the world.
Uh-huh.
I had one of those a few years ago, and it's been like burning within me, and I have not found a good way to work it into casual conversation. Because it's not a good bit, but I just need to tell it to you right now. All right, this was before the Airbud like remake or whatever came out.
Uh-huh.
All right, picture the scene with me. Airbud
Okay.
Dwyer. Hey man, nice shot. As it just gets nothing but net. Do you see the vision?
Airbud D- Dwyer?
Our Bud Dwyer was he was. I realize that you're not gonna understand this reference.
Yeah.
Okay, our Bud Dwyer was he was a treasure. He was a treasurer of Pennsylvania in the 80s, and he was like gonna be indicted for corruption. So he held a press conference on live TV where he killed himself.
Oh.
Robert Bud Dwyer, our Bud Dwyer, and
Oh, Airbud Dwyer.
yeah, Air Bud Dwyer, and there's a song made about it called "Hey Man, Nice Shot." And
Oh
so,
my god.
so do you see the vision? Air Bud
That's
Dwyer just
that's
gets a swish, ball goes straight through the net. Guy takes him aside and is like, "Hey man, nice shot."
that's that's crazy.
This has
I
been living within me, festering for years, and I need
that's
to find
horrible.
some way to just put it out there.
Okay, Airbud Dwyer. Got it. Under in that yep, tucked away.
Listening and learning. That's gonna be the title of this episode. Welcome to the podcast, by the way. Uh, lucky episode 16. I did mess around with what we've both been messing around with our audio setups, but yeah, didn't record your audio for the last episode, so
Yeah, it was a bit of a bummer.
I was
Caved your
executed.
skull was caved in with a brick and you were dumped in the Delaware River.
Yeah, I was executed for that. I'm back. I got metal eyes now, so I'm here. I had a list of bits that I write down like funny bits, and I'm forgetting all of
God, what
them.
are you, a comedian? This guy
No,
writes jokes. Have you seen that one animation? Where it was this guy who had an old recording of a comedian Norm
Norm Macdonald,
uh yeah, Norm Macdonald.
my
And it
goat.
was like yeah, it was like a year or two before he died.
Oh, he
And he
died.
was talking about like how I'm pretty sure he's dead, yeah, but how he got
I
started.
didn't even know he was sick.
Um is that supposed to be like a
That's a Norm Macdonald joke. That's a classic.
oh,
Classic.
right.
You just got normed.
I guess I got Norm. But yeah,
You
he
got
was
normed.
he did like a little animation over a recording that he had of Norm Macdonald talking, and it was him talking about how he got started in comedy. And it was one of his like um influences and mentors told him that there's two ways to write a joke. You can do it like Jerry Seinfeld, where you could take something small and make it really important, make it big, make it, super, super duper like important.
Yeah,
You really stress that. Or the better way, you take something really big and diminish it
yeah,
and make it really invaluable. And then it cuts to Norm Macdonald going like, this Hitler guy,
yeah.
the more I learn about him, I don't really like him.
That's a classic.
Yeah. And I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I don't really know how to be funny. I just kind of say shit, and sometimes it works, and most of the time it doesn't. But sometimes I hit a real zinger. I made an Alexander Graham Bell reference uh,
Yeah?
last week, and that was like the highlight of my life because my jokes never land. So I remember that, and then I tell it to people in the future, which is a great. It's great to experience that of just someone telling you about a time they were funny.
That is nice. I do like that.
Yeah,
The
that's how you
easiest
do.
do you know the science behind what makes people laugh?
I don't know science, so no.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference between real life and real life is in one of them you're employed.
This first, goddamn, this first 20 minutes is just unsalvageable. I swear to God.
But yeah, the secret to comedy from like a psychological standpoint is honestly honestly it might have been Nick that said this.
Nick,
Um you know who I mean, but yeah, he might have said this, but I don't remember. It's the idea that like when when you're listening to somebody speak, your brain just kind of like automatically tries to finish the thought
yeah,
so you can like mentally prepare for information that you're about to receive. And so when like the expectations and all that work that your brain does is suddenly thrown away by just absolute nonsense, usually in the form of like a bit or a joke, it doesn't know like how to react, and that's where like the funny reaction comes
it's
from.
always funnier to let the person. It's the same principle as you don't want to show the monster too much in a horror movie because whatever they
Uh-huh.
imagine is going to be scarier than what's actually on there. Like
Exactly.
if you let the audience finish the joke, then they're going to enjoy it a lot more because it's more personal, it's bespoke.
Yeah, that's why like stand-up comedians don't do a whole lot of like bits, or they don't like write jokes to tell. They just kind of talk and tell stories in a funny way.
Yeah, the problem
I
is
think the
I'm a hack
key.
fraud who can't improv, so I just have a list of let me open up my bits list. I have this somewhere on my computer where it's mostly just
Oh
like
my god.
I have a very poorly developed theory of mind, so
Yeah,
like I cannot imagine a world in which people don't have the same mental catalog of references that I do.
that's crazy.
Yeah, none of these are just gonna one of these is just like hours tier list, 9 o'clock. Just one line is just like do an hours tier list.
Mm,
That's one of the bits.
mhm.
Uh,
That would what a bit.
what a bit.
What a what a bit. I will confess, I'm multitasking a bit here because I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to do this secret discovery in Windcraft because
I love
it's been bothering me.
I love Japan copy pasta, but with Germany.
What? Or it's like that one German joke: two hunters meet in the woods, they both die.
Yeah,
Do you know why that's funny? It's the word for meat can also be used for shot.
I don't speak German. I only speak well. I barely speak English.
Real.
True. I just got to let me send you while you're playing Minecraft. Yeah, that was what the episode last week was about. It was about Windcraft. We actually had a really good discussion about sandbox game design and
Mhm.
modding and MMOs, and you talked to me about Windcraft, and it's we were literally commenting at the end about how good the episode was, and it doesn't exist. But
Yep.
let me show you my so my food situation recently has been a little bit dire because I was trying to clean out the back of my fridge, right?
Sure.
And I was like, okay, well, I hate throwing away food, so I'm gonna make like a quesadilla with this cheese that's been in here for 3 months, and stuff like that, which is a bad mistake. Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to eat 3-month-old cheese.
and there's a really good like Asian grocery store near where I live,
Oh
and
yeah.
I they have like some good stuff there. But one of the things I found was it must have been new. It's like Hot Ones ramen cups where they have different flavors of
Ooh.
like the hot. It's like the Hot Ones show, you know, like the interview show. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I got like an extra spicy one, or I think it was maybe just regular spicy. It was only like 60% of the way up on the meter, so I was like, okay, it's not going to be that spicy because I like spicy food. Um, it was extremely spicy. I had a bad time the next day. Because normally when you go, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so I went
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was like three thoughts that tried to get out at the same time, and none of them worked.
yeah. It's I look, dude. I don't have. I can't focus my energy. I'm
Sure.
like a fireball, not an explosion. I just sort of radiate outward. And speaking of fireball, so I went to get some groceries today, and I got this.
Speaking of Fireball,
Yeah, so I was getting some groceries today. I got this. I'll send you a photo. Ching's Secret Manchurian instant noodles with a photo of a guy in power armor and a Geordie LaForge visor with a Kopesh. Uh,
oh my, what the hell am I looking at?
all the instructions
That's
are in
a
Arabic.
weapon.
Yeah, there's just a guy with power armor, a real life dude, on the front of this like noodles packet.
He's got like a Power Rangers visor too.
Yeah.
That's
There were other
Jesus.
flavors that just had him smiling, but I had to pick the one with the Kopesh.
I mean, yeah,
And
it's like when you see the the spicy ramen at the grocery store with the red packet, the Shin spicy ramen. Love that
I got
stuff.
one
And
of
it's like
those.
the regular one or the one with the K-pop Demon Hunters in it. There's
Dude, I
no
just
difference.
got one of those. I was restock. I love that Shin Red. That's like my go-to. My go-to struggle meal is Shin Red with spam in it. That's like my. I don't want to cook, and I'm just
Spam in it.
yeah. Um,
Interesting.
Thank you for sending me Phineas and Ferb piss and fart. Love that. Anyway, but yeah, I ran out and I went to get some more the other day, and they only had the K-pop Demon Hunters ones on there. And
Um,
I felt like I was in the Truman Show because I was just talking with some friends because one of them was like, "Oh, dude, K-pop Demon Hunters is really good," and I was like, "Are you fucking 14 years old?" Um,
I thought it was a good movie.
oh, I was talking with you about that. No, I
Were
wasn't
you?
talking with you about that.
No, I don't think so.
No, I was talking with a different. I was talking with a different white guy about that. Anyway, so yeah, so speaking of Fireball, um, dude, the first 27 minutes of this are unsalvageable.
I'm surprised we even have 27 minutes.
They had like the little like couple ounce fake little mini alcohol things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like the single shots.
Yeah, yeah. And I love Fireball, but they were all out of the normal Fireball, and they're mostly out of the
What?
Blazing Apple, and I don't like the Blazing Apple. Um,
Uh,
So, and I was looking at that, and I was gonna maybe get like a larger flask of Fireball, but right next to it, they had a whole like pallet of mini Malort, completely untouched.
oh, I feel like hang on, just to interject really quick since we're talking about alcohol, I feel like we should let everybody know that we are both above the age of 19, the legal drinking age where we're from.
Yes. Yeah, no, ignore the fact that we were just talking about downloading movies. We were downloading them using YouTube Premium, which is
Uh-huh.
completely legal. Um,
And
we
as
would never,
opposed to YouTube to mp4.com.
we would never do crime. We would never do crime. Um,
Exclusively do crime. Don't listen to
Yeah.
him.
So I got right next to me, right next to my microphone right now, my blue snowball. We got Jepson's Malort next to the mug of Arnold Palmer. Next to the I'm gonna make the package of Ching's Secret Manchurian instant noodles with Power Armor guy. It cost me $9. Never kill yourself. Never kill yourself.
Never kill yourself. That's crazy.
You could live to have. All right, I'm gonna crack it open right now. Let me see if I can get this on the mic. No,
I didn't hear anything.
no, it's. I mean, it might be the noise suppression, but
Huh.
smells medicinal. I honestly, I
Yeah.
like Malort. I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm a freak, but I like Malort, and sometimes I put it in my tea, because it's got that nice, like earthy flavor. I've mixed Malort and like the throat coat tea. Crazy name for a tea, by the way.
Yes.
Um, but I love that.
Interesting. I've got my oak infusing box wine brandy.
Box
about a
wine
gallon
brandy.
of it sitting in my cupboard now. Uh, hmm
What you munching
hmm
on right now?
Um, chip.
Hell yeah.
My guilty pleasure, and by guilty pleasure, I mean my most expensive snack habit is Tostitos scoops and fresh salsa.
I bought myself a thing of ice cream last week, and this is the first time I've bought ice cream for myself for in years.
Yeah,
I normally don't get snacks or anything like that. But
I subsist on mostly snacks.
I normally do too, but I had to cut back because I'm fat as shit.
I'm pretty sure if I didn't snack, I would actually be like chronically underweight and have actual health problems.
I was like medically underweight for a long time, and then I jumped straight to overweight, and
That's
then
crazy.
now I'm like right in the middle. I mean, it wasn't like bad. I was like slightly above the BMI, but it was because I was
Uh,
eating like shit when I was in college, and then
oh, sure.
I've lost a lot of weight, and I've got to I want to get big, man. I got to get big around.
Yeah, dude, the apartment complex that I moved into has a like a fitness center in it and
Oh,
stuff.
dude,
So
hell yeah.
I might pretend that I'm gonna use that and like look at it every once in a while.
Yeah, I feel that. Did we have anything we were going to talk about? Um,
We could talk about Windcraft again.
yeah, do we just want to rehash the discussion that we had last week and lost?
Uh,
That's a bad
I don't
idea,
know.
I think.
We could talk about like wait, did he just? Oh God,
Who?
did I? Hang on, I might have just lost like a lot of money by feeding it to a frog. But
In
I guess that's
Windcraft,
kind of
right?
on me. Yeah,
Okay. It's hard to tell
mostly in
sometimes
Minecraft.
because we were just talking about your we were just talking about your oil stocks and your virtual Nazi gold crypto that you bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to explain your your virtual Nazi gold that you bought a couple years ago?
Oh yeah. My Decentraland currency.
Yeah. We looked at yeah, you made money off of Decentraland.
hmm Yeah. So basically, I was uh, I was big into. I've always been like big into VR, which is kind of where that initially came from. And so one of the like VR YouTubers that I watched made a video about this like this thing that was coming up, and it was one of the first like digital land things.
You just bought more land in the
Um
metaverse.
yeah, basically. And so like that land would be purchased with a cryptocurrency called Decentraland, like Decentraland. That was just the name of the currency. Um and so my buddy and I thought it was really funny. So I gave him like $5 and he bought me like $5 worth of it. Um when it was like dirt cheap because it was just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And then like 2 or 3 years later, when Meta, like when Facebook became Meta and
Yeah, yeah.
announced like the and they bought like Oculus and became like and like started playing around with the idea of the metaverse, the value of that currency just like quintupled. And
Yeah.
I made like $80.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I immediately sold it all because it plummeted like a week after.
I think the best part was we looked at it and there was on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, users have minted NFTs of avatars with slurs in their names, and at one point the name Jew was for sale for $362,000. And
Uh-huh.
we looked at it, and it was created by Argentine developers Ari Malik and Esteban Ordano. It's like, oh yeah, yeah. The community held a vote on whether to add Hitler to the banned names list, but there were not enough votes for it to execute. Yeah, so yeah, Argentine developer with a German name. It's just virtual Nazi gold. You made $80 off of virtual Nazi
Yeah,
gold.
it was pretty much virtual Nazi gold, which I mean, like, I'm not ashamed by that.
You're a dog. You're a fucking spiritually bankrupt individual.
Yeah, but I'm not monetarily bankrupt.
Yeah, how's your yeah? How are your
That's what
oil
really
stocks
matters.
doing right now?
Let's check. Oh, actually, I sold my oil stocks to pay for rent. Now I just have my tech stocks.
When did you sell them?
Uh, like last month.
Yeah,
So we did pretty good on that. I think we're still up though overall. Not by much though. we do we yeah.
The entire discussion thus far, from Airbud Dwyer to this is what neo-isomorphism is all about. And you can shove that in
Yes.
your pipe and smoke it. Dude, we should run for office under the neo-isomorphism party. A party of two.
We're gonna. I like this. I like this idea. I dibs on being president.
Could we find like a small town with and like run for local office there? Like police commissioner and mayor or something like that, and we just like own a town.
I like this idea. I like this idea a lot.
I got to get away from the
What
hustle and bustle of the city grind. You know what I mean?
what town though?
This is a bad bit. Let's just all right. What are your thoughts on the Labrador breed of dog?
Uh well, weren't they originally like royal tracking dogs?
Sure, I'll believe that.
Like labs were. I don't know, man. I think dog breeds in themselves are a little like messed up.
Retriever gun dog. It was for
Retriever
hunting.
gun dog.
It was for hunting.
Oh, speaking of dogs, actually, did you know there's laws about like having permits to open carry weapons in states?
Yes.
You know, and around. There's no laws about your dog open carrying a weapon.
No,
So
Airbud
you
Dwyer
can,
comes closer and closer to being a reality. No
yeah,
rule
so
that
you
says
can
a dog can't. No rule that says a dog
you
can't commit.
can't be strapped. Yeah, so you could walk around like walking your dog with just like a handgun strapped to the dog, and it's fine because you're not carrying it. The dog is.
They're gonna arrest the dog and leave you.
No, they can't. There's no law. He hasn't done anything wrong. But yeah, so you can so we should get like an army of Rottweilers and like strap them with like 500 Magnum
No, you got to get a
hand
pit bull.
cannons. A pit bull? I don't know. I feel like pit bulls.
Well, they're already vicious enough. It's kind of like having a bayonet at the end of your gun, right? Like you have the bayonet
Like
to
a
stab.
bayonet at the.
Well, it's like you have the bayonet to like stab them and then shoot them, right? So you just got to have the pit bull is the bayonet, and so you pick up the pit bull. The gun is also on there, so the pit bull still has the gun, and then you sort of like stab them with the pit bull, and then you use the gun. This is the future of
Okay.
self-defense.
Okay. So this is an idea, but what about robot dogs that can shoot the gun?
I think Michael Reeves did that, or someone on YouTube did that. I'm sure.
Michael Reeves made a catapult that can shoot dogs. Oh no, he did also put a gun on a robot dog. I forgot.
Or no, I think that was I Did a Thing was the one that did that. Because
Yes, he did
Boston
do-
Dynamics has rules that says that you can't do that, but you know,
But he
I
did
mean,
it anyways.
it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's yeah.
When they said
but-
military dogs,
counterpoint,
I
Your
want
Honor.
I'm I was sad when I found out that military dogs were just like bomb sniffers and stuff like that. I want a dog in power armor with like a heavy bolter, you know.
Me too. I mean, the last time we tried to use like dogs for military operations, it was the Russians strapping bombs to them and having them like run at enemy tanks. Is the only problem with that is they were running at the Russian tanks.
Yeah, that's not as funny.
I know. I thought it was pretty funny. You train an entire battalion to do one thing, and they do it perfectly, just on, on your battlement.
It's hard to do a podcast, you know. It's hard to find things to say.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking to a big frog, and my talking mushroom is also talking to the frog.
Oh, you're talking mushroom.
Yes. Oh, you know what? You know what we can talk about? Because I think you, let me hang on. Let me crinkle this bag really quick.
Yeah, crinkle it a little bit more for our viewers.
Okay, it's all wrapped up. What was really funny is, so when I first moved in to my new apartment, right, I had no food. So we went and we bought food, and food, the only problem with food is that it comes in bags sometimes.
True.
So we have these bags of food. And I'm like, well, fuck. Now the bags, they're open. And that's a problem, you know? But luckily, I have a 3D printer. And in the
Oh,
last couple days,
dear
the
God.
3D printer has been a bag clip producing machine. I've printed like 8 bag clips with this fucking thing. because it's only like 30 minutes per bag clip.
When you say
It's
bags, are you talking? You're not like plastic grocery bags, like reusable
no,
like
God, I mean like
cloth
the
bags.
bags that like frozen chicken, like Trader Joe's chicken
Oh yeah
comes
yeah
in,
yeah yeah yeah.
or like rice, or like
Chips or yeah.
chips and stuff. So
There's just so many
I
sounds
needed
coming
bag
from the
clips.
back of your microphone.
Well, that was me drinking ice.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I get that. I eat ice when I go.
oh, dude, based.
I can't go out with people anymore because I got this
Okay,
like
I don't like rush the drink to get to the ice, but I will like make vicious eye contact with somebody while very loudly chewing on what's left of my drink.
it wasn't I don't do it to get to the ice. It's my weakness. I don't drink very often, um, except when I'm out with like friends or family. Because
Or
all the
you're
people that
brewing up some malicious brew.
that's different. That's not alcoholic. That's just like Russian ayahuasca. I
It's
mean,
not
ignore the
alcoholic.
malort
It's
that
a.
yeah. Let me take another swig of malort real quick so I can. But no, I don't usually.
I might as well just go get the large bottle of Fireball I have in my cupboard.
I love Fireball, man. And, what?
We went full circle. We're back to talking about Fireball.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Fireball, I don't normally drink very much, except all the people that I know are like professional alcoholics. For like, I went to visit my family for Christmas, and
Yeah, and see the difference between your family and your friends is your family is all recovering alcoholics, whereas your friends are currently alcoholics.
no, my family are all into like craft beers. Um,
Oh.
so, so like
Oh.
for Christmas, I get like a bunch of different craft beers that I don't normally drink that kind of stuff. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's like a bunch of IPAs and there's this thing called Dragon's Milk Stout, um,
That's
which is I'm not sure if you've heard of this.
what?
It's called Dragon's Milk. It's a stout. It's a dark beer with a like higher alcohol content, and
Oh,
I
I have heard of this.
it's good. The
Yeah,
problem is
Jesus, it's 11%.
yeah. The problem is it's really rich, and they always give me like big cans of it. So I got this. Oh God,
Oh,
what was it? It wasn't even like a 16 ounce. It was larger than a Monster can. Which I also don't drink energy drinks, by the way.
like it was like a tall boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like a size on this. Um,
Probably 16 to 20 ounces, I would guess.
yeah, it was like 19 fluid ounces or something like that.
God.
Um, Yeah, 19.2 fluid ounces. This is the one that I found.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so 19.2 fluid ounces of 11% ABV, and it's
Dude.
tasty. So I sit down at Christmas.
Oatmeal cookie. We gotta get oatmeal cookie Dragon's Milk Reserve.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They have a bunch of different flavors of it, but I sit down with this at Christmas time. I'm like visiting my family,
Uh-huh.
and people are talking in the other room, and I sit down and just start drinking my 19.2 fluid ounces, and it's tasty, so I keep drinking it. I keep drinking it, and like half an hour later, I'm done, and I just slugged basically almost 20 fluid ounces of 11% ABV, and then I go and I stand up, and I'm like, oh shit, because right before this I had some whiskey too. And
Uh-huh.
so I've had the equivalent. I did the math later, and I found out that I had the equivalent of like 9 drinks within an hour and a half. Um,
Oh.
and I was like,
Really? I feel like 20 fluid ounces of
I
11%
I
is
was
only
drinking
like,
before that too.
oh,
And then I
sure.
started on the stout because I'm not super familiar with those craft beers. And I was like, okay, well, stout is a little bit higher. And I guess I didn't read the 11% ABV that's right there on the logo. Because I was like, okay, well, it's a little higher, but it's also just like a beer. And
Yeah,
I equated the entire thing to just one beer.
that's crazy. No, well, because the thing with like higher proof, stronger stouts is they're usually served in like a glass like that, like a snifter glass.
Yeah,
And so that like volumetrically is about half of a standard beer,
yeah.
which checks out considering it's usually double the
Yeah, we
concentrate.
went to a local brewery and I got one of those. I got a stout in that too, and I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. No, I just redid the
Yeah,
math.
that's
It's the equivalent of about like 5 to 5.5 drinks. Just that. And then I was drinking a little bit before, so it probably wasn't 9. It was probably closer to like 7 drinks that I had.
Yeah, like that one can is if it really is 19 ounces, that's effectively 38 ounces of beer.
Yeah,
Which
it's
if you're divulging that into cans, that's like 3 cans of beer.
no, these are gigantic can. You're not really supposed to sit down and just drink 20 ounces of that. You're supposed to be like, oh boy, this is like a little glass of craft beer. This is good. If you just sit down and drink it, it's so heavy. Um,
Yep.
this is 100% a skill issue on my part, but it's just not something that
No, it is, and a lot of them have like a very, very thick, like
yeah.
oatmeal-y thick mouthfeel too. It's like there's a reason that a lot of people equate it to drinking bread.
Yeah, it's bread
It's
soda.
just it's bread soda.
Especially the thicker ones, the stouts, or
Uh-huh.
it's not thicker, like the richer
And I
ones,
don't know what you,
the
but
darker
I'm a
ones.
big fan of bread soda. I was in Boulder, Colorado, out for dinner,
Hell yeah.
and it was we were at like this little. It wasn't like a tap house, but it was like a pub, but they had like good food. They
It
had
was
this
a little
just
hippie brewery. They got lots of those.
yes, that's exactly what I was. Yeah. So there was he recommended me this like Norwegian wheat beer, and I shit you not, I basically drank like 16 fluid ounces of bread. That's what it tasted like, and it was divine.
You got a carb max.
So
You got a bulk.
yeah, I'm a big fan of wheat beers, big fan of very bready dark stuff like my liver.
I just chugged the last of the Malort, so let's hope that doesn't impact my voice too much. Um,
Based
I'm a big fan of like whiskey and bourbon. That's
to
my. I don't drink it super often, but I like to have a little bit in my back pocket for like when I need to, like like once every once in a while. Um,
uh-huh. No, I know exactly what you mean. I do the same thing.
because I'm too busy to be hungover all the time, but
Real, real,
every so often you got to
dude.
sit down on a Friday night with like a nice spread of home cooked food that you just made. You got to put on something and relax with a nice little like highball glass. You know what I mean? A
Yep,
little bit of chicken fried.
yep.
And so a friend of mine recommended me this Japanese rice whiskey called
Ooh,
Suntory.
I've always wanted to try one of those because I see the bottles a lot and they look really pretty.
I got it when I was so none of the places near me carry it,
Uh,
but when I was visiting my parents, I picked it up, took it home, because they live next to like a massive Total Wine. Not sure if you've heard of it. It's like a
yes,
huge.
I know Total One.
Yes, we love Total Wine. My parents love it more than I do, and but anyway, I got it, and I discovered a cocktail that I like to call Sun Up, because you've heard of like rum and coke, right?
Yes,
You've heard of one of the
I
most
don't
common cocktails, yes.
I don't think rum and coke is something you even need to have heard of. Like if somebody tells you
It
the
just
name
makes
of it, you know
sense.
what it is.
It just makes sense. It's like peanut butter and chocolate.
It's two things put together. Yeah.
At one point, I had tried. I did make Dr Pepper and Fireball, which I don't recommend doing because that's not a good
Really?
combination of. It was all right, but it was not great. But anyway, so I invented a really nice like $40 whiskey that you should not be using in mixers, but it has a slightly different flavor to it, and I found it goes really well with Seven Up. Um, or rather,
Jesus.
Seven Up does not dilute the flavor very much.
That sounds like a hate crime.
It's actually I look. I like it, but this is coming from the guy who likes Malort, so take
Okay, so
that with
take
a
it with
grain
a
of
grain
salt.
of
Uh,
yeah.
but anyway, I it doesn't dilute the flavor very much, and it keeps that kind of the Centauri flavor throughout it, but it just makes it more because you can just have like a pint glass of it without actually having like a pint glass of whiskey, and
Right.
I really enjoy that because that's my thing. I love the way it tastes. But if you just leave me to my own devices, I'll just be like, "Oh boy, I love this little drink," and I'll drink it, and I'll drink some more, and I'll drink some more. And before you know it, I've had 7 drinks
And
worth
you're passed out
of
on the
beer
floor of
and
your
whiskey. Yeah,
buddies. Yeah, and then it's a bad day.
the dragon's milk. I did not pass out when I had that, but I was swaying a little bit when we were all doing board games later that night.
Swing a little bit at family board game night is exactly where you want
We
to
were
be.
doing we were doing it was better than that. It was like a trivia based board game. I can't remember the name of it. My family's big into board
Trivial
games.
Pursuit.
No, it wasn't that. It was like a you pick a card and there's different colors of like categories. And so you there's like a board and you advance based on like getting trivia questions right.
You just described Trivial Pursuit.
But it's not Trivial Pursuit. It's a different game.
Every trivia game is just Trivial Pursuit. With a
It was
different skin.
basically Trivial Pursuit, but it wasn't Trivial Pursuit. Anyway, yeah, so
Jesus.
that was like half an hour after I had the wonderful concoction of some whiskey and some stout. Yeah, so that I still won. I won twice because I'm goated. Like Goats the movie, but
Good job, dude. The amount of times they made that fucking joke, they literally opened up the movie
my
with
God.
"Who is the goat?"
When
And
was
then
this movie made?
But he was a goat. It came out like last summer.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, goat has been a thing for a while,
Yeah,
but it's gotten
yeah.
really popular in the last few years.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so for real. I caught myself like unintentionally going, "Oh my god, he's goated!" Like while talking about the goat. It was bad. I will say though, there was this character in the movie, and his name was Moto, and he was a Komodo dragon, and I strive to be like Moto. Sometimes
Hell yeah.
he was doing a little dance, and then he looked at the main character, the goat, and he was like, "Do not let them control you," and then he skittered away on the ceiling, and it was awesome.
Hell yeah. I don't know what to say. Hell yeah.
And like his one of his primary bits is he loves gambling, but he only plays Uno reverse cards.
Dude, real.
Like it was the movie was so like it was an animated movie and it was animated by the same people that did like Spider-Verse. So
Oh,
great
nice.
animation. But it was like so sponsored. It was so funny because it was like this, like wild animal world, like the cities and stuff, but it was still like a touch of like jungle to it and stuff.
Oh,
And then
hell
there was
yeah.
just like Mercedes SUVs.
Oh, like Mario Kart having the Mercedes just randomly in there.
Yeah, just
Mario drives a
like a whole
Mercedes.
car. Just a regular car.
That's
And
that's
like all of
fantastic.
all of their sportswear was Under Armour. Like it had the actual just the Under Armour logo on it. It was
Hell yeah.
it was great.
So sorry, you said he was gambling with like what game was he playing with the Uno reverse cards? I'm sorry, I just
I
want to go
think
back to this.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think it
I'm
was
sure
some
it was
kind of
just a
like
bit, but I find it funny that the Uno reverse card is now such a it was a meme and now it's gotten to the point where
it's in cinema.
brands are putting it in there. Did I tell you about the
Yeah.
time where I like scammed a bunch of Chinese kids out of their candy when I was in high school?
What a pivot.
I,
This is the kind of like conversational fluency that we strive for at Neo-Isomorphism.
I'm gonna be entirely real with you. When you said the Uno reverse card the first time, I thought of that story and I wanted to bring us back so I could tell the story. I don't give a shit
Okay.
about the natural flow of the conversation. I just want to talk. It is kind of interesting that you led the episode last week and it was a really good episode, and then we lost it, and now we're back to me just rambling. But I have a dramatically inflated sense of my own importance. I'm an extremely narcissistic individual. I deserve to be shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So anyway, gambling. This was so when I was in high school, we had a bunch of like Chinese exchange students at my school.
Uh-huh.
Oh, holy shit, Moto's hot. Sorry, let's take a break from the non sequitur to look at Moto.
Yeah. Yeah, we're big fans of Moto.
You
Do
goats
not
are
let
weird. I
them
like it with the
control
tongue
you.
out. That's crazy.
Dude, they were doing a promo like for their
Wait, hold on a second. Sorry.
basketball.
Why does the goat have the broccoli cut? I know you're giving context. We just need
Well,
to
because
talk about the
he's this world's equivalent of a YN.
YN as in your name.
Yes. YN. That's your name.
Jesus Christ. Goats 2025. Hell yeah.
Great movie. Oh my god. And like the main villain is a horse and his name is Maine. and he does a diss track called Goat Tears.
Why is
Cause
the horse so buff?
Cause dude, horses are buff as fuck. Like
I
real
mean,
life
I
horses.
know, but this guy is like, it really does look like Spider-Verse. I've only seen the first Spider-Verse. I have not seen the second one. Much like K-pop Demon Hunters, I don't watch children's movies. I'm an
Oh,
evolved being.
you're missing out.
Yeah, I probably. I just look. I'll add it to my list of stuff to watch. I'll add it to the queue. I can't remember if that was 2 weeks ago or last week, but I'll add it to the queue of things I have to watch.
Yeah, it was I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty good. They were doing like their little basketball team was doing like a promo video, like a promo advertisement,
Yeah.
and they were all like, "Oh, I'm a giraffe and I'm tall, whatever." And Modus was just like, "I make you feel weird, and you do not know why."
That's
Fucking, I love this Komodo
wow.
dragon. He's so fire. Best character.
We had a bunch of Chinese exchange students when I was in high school, and at one point we were on like a trip to somewhere. I don't even remember where. But like I'd brought a deck of cards because we were on like a bus for a while, and you weren't supposed to bring like candy, but they had brought candy because they didn't give a shit, and so they had like little like mini chocolate bars, like the kind you get at Halloween, and
Uh-huh.
so we were playing, and I was like, "Hey, do you know how to play poker?" And they were like, "No." And so I taught them to play poker, but I didn't really know how to play poker at that point. So I
Oh,
was playing like a bastardized version of it that I had learned from the Luigi Poker video game from the Mario DS games.
I mean,
The
that's basically right.
It's like the most simple version of poker. It wasn't Texas Hold'em or Five Card Draw or anything like any of the
I mean,
actual.
gambling's great.
It's great. I love it. Anyway, so I didn't really know the rules, so I kind of just made up rules to just like cheat these high schoolers that were also with me as a high schooler, to just cheat them out of their like candy bars, because we used that instead of actual money. Anyway, so I'm done talking about myself.
Okay.
You talk about yourself so that we're balanced, and then I can talk about myself again later.
Hang on, before I do, I need you to watch this clip from this movie. Let me get the timestamp right. Okay, here we go. Copy at timestamp. Just from
Moto
just
is
from here.
Joe Blow animated videos. Goat Moto is icon trailer new 2026.
Mogo is
Anyways, this is
icon.
one of the greatest characters ever written in fiction.
If Mogo were any more of a snack,
I'm a big fan. But anyways, I disagree with your your notion that you don't watch kids movies. I think everybody should watch kids movies.
I just realized, because I was watching this while you're talking, all of that is going to be overlaid over your audio. So,
Perfect.
yeah. Anyway, Moto is a snack. I agree. Kids movies?
Yeah, I don't know. I think because the whole point of kids movies is that it's like an entertaining, very easily understandable, like important message that you need to get across to kids, while they're still developing. So it's something they grow up with. Either that, or it's you're trying to advertise something to their parents.
You know what? You know what is better for that? If you want to get that across to the kids and you don't want to, you want it to be quick, succinct, and a good moral.
Drugs?
Aesop's Fables.
No.
I just picked up a book of Aesop's Fables recently because I read those a lot when I was a kid, and
Aren't those like
it's
those
it's
are like some
Aesop.
of the originals shits. Like those are some of the oldest fucking fables
It's
that like
it's
we have written down,
there's
right?
classics. He was a Greek guy, and it's fictions that point to the truth. Let me
Well,
find.
okay, all fiction points to the truth a little bit, but I think this one's just old. Yeah, he was the guy that did the tortoise and the hare and the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
it's always titles like that. It's like the goat and the vine, or the dog and the sheep, stuff like that.
Yeah, the goat and the Nike Air Buds.
I can't find my copy, so I'm looking at this on Wikipedia. But rest assured, I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying for clout. I did find at a thrift store a copy of Aesop's Fables.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, and that's better.
Anyways,
Children should do that instead of watching movies. They should learn to read.
I,
They should learn to
well,
read
I think
Aesop's fables. They should learn to be Greek.
Jesus. Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Okay, Mister. Okay, buddy.
I'll stop being facetious. Tell me about children's movies.
But yeah, I don't know. I think saying you don't watch children's movies because you're an ascended individual is I think that's dumb, and I think you're wrong. Because I think kids' movies are great.
It's more that when I was younger, I watched a lot of those sorts of kids' animated movies, and I don't remember any of them being particularly good besides like the first two Shreks. I just remember because for some reason, I recently rewatched those. No, we're having a movie night and somebody put it on as a joke, but they're like actually kind of good. Um,
The Shrek movies.
yeah, the first two Shrek 2 in particular, is like actually really like now that I'm seeing it as a grown ass man. There's some good bits in there that I didn't recognize, like the cop like planting catnip on Puss in Boots when he catches him.
Yeah.
And like
Dude,
stuff
the
like
Shrek
that.
movies are fire.
Yeah, they're
Like
good.
a lot of the early
What
Pixar
is?
movies
Are
are
those
like,
your rats in the background?
no, I'm actually no, they're not here yet. I'm playing with a tape measure.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, no, like a lot of the early Pixar movies are like genuinely really. Hang on, let me mute my mic. Actually, no, you get to hear this retract.
It cut out for a second, so
Okay, well, Airbud.
I'm gonna stop being an asshole. I'm gonna engage with you on level ground. Um,
Okay, there we go.
if you were to give me an individual who does not watch very much TV, a list of what we might call children's movies to watch that would be fun for an adult man with a job to watch.
Fun for adult man with job. Let's
Yes.
see. I guess. Oh, dude.
I watched the first Spider-Verse and I enjoyed it. I've heard a lot about the second Spider-Verse. I have not watched it yet. Not out of any ill will, I just haven't had time.
So, second Spider-Verse is great. Good movie. If you haven't watched it yet, don't bother until they make the third one.
That's kind of what I was thinking because I like to binge stuff.
Because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're ever going to make the third one, if we're being so for real, because it was supposed to come out like 3 years ago.
Well, they're too busy making Goat.
Yeah, and honestly, goated movie. But no, if I had to like give you, not even a list, if I had to just give you like a collection of movies to watch, the original like Disney hand-drawn Winnie the Pooh movies.
Okay. I think I watched those when I was younger because we had them. We had a big collection of Disney VHSs. So I watched some of the old ones.
Because those are they're so good. It's like those are some of the more like heartwarming movies, but they're simple. The characters and the dialogue are simple enough to be understood by kids, but at the same time, like the underlying message that the overall like plot kind of gives across is deep enough to be like appreciated by people with fully developed brains.
Okay. I enjoy the hand-drawn animation of old Disney. I think I saw Fantasia once a long time ago when I was a kid, and I really liked it.
That is a good one.
I've been meaning to rewatch that because I think that there is an artistry to the 2D animation that was lost with the switch to 3D.
100%. Because there's another. I'm a big fan of Soviet animation.
I have a thing bookmarked on my browser that is like beginner's guide to Soviet animation because I was watching it a while back. There was a lot of really interesting Soviet animation from that time period because they didn't have exposure to the same like stuff that the West was doing, so it's sort of a divergent evolution.
Yep.
Which is really interesting to see, and you see that a lot with a lot of like Soviet video games that were exported to the West after the fall of the Berlin Wall, and they were exposed to that sort of stuff for the first time, and it's almost outsider art in a way. Anyway,
I do love like taking examples of art and like things that people have made when they have up to like no exposure to anything else, and it's just like raw whatever the hell is going on in their head. That's one of the reasons. Do you know the band Cage the Elephant?
Yes. I love Cage the Elephant.
Yeah, Cage by far my favorite band. So their lead singer Matt Schultz, when he formed the band, So first of all, the way the band was formed, very based of him. He was a football player in high school, and then his parents got divorced, and his mom started dating the football coach. So he rebelled and started a rock and roll band, as every good Gen Xer should have done. So, anyways, good based for him. But he had this thing where like he made their first album. They put their first album together. And it's a good album. I like it a lot. Definitely not their best though. And he was like, I don't like this. This isn't like it's not new enough. You know, like what are we doing here? We're just making music. We're not doing anything special.
Yeah.
So he pretty much just like didn't listen to music for like 4 years. At all. And then he wrote their second album. God, I don't remember if it was Tell Me I'm Pretty or Megalophobia. But regardless, both of those albums, I think it was Tell Me
I'll look
Tell Me
it
I'm
up.
Pretty. No, it was Melophobia. So then he wrote Melophobia after that. And like Melophobia, I think, is one of the or maybe it was after Thank You Happy Birthday. Because Thank You Happy Birthday has some weird fucking sounds in it. I would not be surprised if this is the album that he wrote after like isolating himself musically for a couple of years. Very good, but yeah, they're one of my favorite examples of like media isolation leading to kind of a more unique creation.
No, I definitely agree that isolation can produce some really interesting results. There are, I think, another example of that is kind of reverse engineering, especially the examples I'm thinking of come from the 90s and sort of early computer gaming, as well as like the very recent post like USSR times in Eastern Europe, where they were getting exposed to that a lot more. There's a YouTuber that I watch called Civi11 that does lots of very good videos on what he calls Slav jank, which are usually they are usually video games, usually shooters, because that's what he does most of his content on, that are made by Eastern European studios that had very little contact with a lot of the norms of game development at that time. And it results in some very unique games. Sometimes unique in a good way, sometimes unique in a bad way, but stuff that you just didn't really find in a lot of other places. One of my favorites is a game called Chasm the Rift, which is, on the surface, kind of aping off of Quake, which was another similar, like, grimy, industrial-looking first-person shooter. But if you look at, like, under the hood at what it's doing technically, it's basically reverse engineering the Wolfenstein 3D engine with like very flat grid-based maps, but also having like kind of like pseudo-skeletal animations and proper 3D, and it's doing this on a budget of like 2 rubles in a dream, and the voice acting is atrocious, but it does a lot of like really interesting things. And there was a comment on a video that I saw from it, but I'm going to repeat here because it's really good. It feels like the developers didn't know that what they were trying to do was impossible, and so they just did it anyway.
Based
to really interesting results. I wouldn't classify some of the more recent. Stalker is too recent to be relevant to this discussion of outsider art, but there are a lot of interesting games from that time period that were made by people who were just like, especially with the advent of tools like the build engine or other stuff where it's like, oh yeah, anyone can make their own game. Anyone can mod Doom or Duke Nukem or whatever to do this. And so you get a lot of these people using tools to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to make a game without knowing how to make a game. Or, you know, maybe a level or whatever.
Or I always like the aspect of like kind of flipping that on its head, where it's people that are so very good at what they do when it comes to like either game development or just software development or like science and programming in general, modding a game to do something that nobody ever thought would have been possible in that game. And one of my favorite examples of that is actually just recently. Have you played or heard of the Create mod for Minecraft?
I have probably heard of it at some point.
So the gist of it is that it adds like motion mechanics and machines to Minecraft. So you can have like a very
Oh
visually
yes, I know
interactive.
this. I know this.
Yeah. So literally 2 days ago, this team of people released an add-on for Create. So literally a mod for a Minecraft mod called Create Aeronautics. And it's been in development for the last like 3 years because they were literally attempting the impossible, which is to add dynamic real-time functional physics into Minecraft
Like
that doesn't destroy your PC.
Havoc type physics, or
Like so Create adds this new kind of system called contraptions.
yeah.
And these contraptions can like move around dynamically and interact with blocks and interact with other contraptions, but their movement is fairly restricted to whatever kind of motion device you have them operating on, be it like a piston or a minecart or something Minecraft already handles in its native physics engine.
Okay.
What the aeronautics people just said, fuck it. We want airships and boats.
I've
And
played
cars.
mods that have tried to do that in the past, and they've never worked well.
That's the crazy thing, is this one does. If you get a second, these people are geniuses. They are like it's the people that contribute to open source software are some of the most benevolent people in the computer science industry.
Also, some of the largest egos, but not always
Yes.
without reason.
Yeah, because they're really good at what they do. Like here, the release trailer literally dropped 2 days ago, and it shows like because their whole thing was we're gonna make airplanes. Like you remember Da Vinci's like airships? It was like one of the first kind of OG like Minecraft airships mod that let you build your own. That's where
I
they
played
got
that
their
like 10 years ago.
literally like 10 years ago. That's where they got their inspiration from. They wanted to be able to do that with Create mechanics, let you build your own airplanes and stuff, and they went so above and beyond. Like we're talking like building like like mechanics shops with like lifts to hoist a vehicle into the air to work on it from underneath, and all of that being dynamically simulated.
That's really, and this is performance friendly, right? Like this doesn't need a crazy high rig like some mods.
No. It's and like drawbridges, functional drawbridges in Minecraft.
That is unique. I will give them that.
It is freaking crazy, just from like a programming standpoint.
Oh yeah, 100%. I assume this is in the Java edition.
Yeah.
I've tried to do 3D stuff with Java in the past. That's not an easy thing to make work, and especially not easy to make it work and be performance friendly.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to do anything in Java and make it performance friendly.
It's
a garbage language.
Real. It wishes it was my goat C so bad.
Dude, my goat C. My goat C.
my there's I'm not gonna make that. Dude, the first fucking an hour and 22 minutes of this are unsalvageable.
Quite so, old chap.
I do think that restriction breeds innovation in some of the most unexpected ways, and especially because we've been seeing this. We're just gonna cut this discussion. I'm gonna save face and act like I didn't just start a random topic without knowing where it was gonna go.
Okay.
Let's find a different thing to say. God, the Malort's got me crazy. I'm fucked up off of wormwood liquor.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm.
To a certain degree.
It's really hard to. I have like a list of things that I want to say before each episode, and then we start recording, and I just forget all of them, and I'm just stuck rambling.
Do you not like write them down?
I sometimes, not as much as I should. I just have stupid bits. I have just entire conversations in my head.
We do have because I was also recording. We have about an hour. We just hit an hour on mine, and I started recording late.
Yeah, I was recording. We have an hour and a half on mine.
Yeah. So we can transition over to our famous segment where one of us tries to.
You want to talk about video games that are made in engines that are not designed for it? Actually, no. I need to save. I can't. I need to save face. I can't talk about that.
Can we? Maybe.
Actually,
we should,
no. We could do this. Yeah. Do you want to play new Epic Scuffed B-Hop Simulator 2023 PogChamp?
Yes.
Here, let me send you the link to the store page.
Is this going to be our finishing segment where you pitch me this game and then we end it?
I've never played this game.
After
I think a friend of mine pitched this to me. Yeah, it's 1.11 gigabytes. Let's look through the Steam community page because that's a good way to get a handle. Oh,
it's got online co-op.
Yeah, it's Epic Scuffed B-Hop Simulator 2023 PogChamp.
That's awesome.
I scroll down to the Steam community page and I see a picture of someone's hairy body part that is indistinct and I don't want to think too hard about what it is, and minion memes. Flex tape. Wow. Go down to the community. We got a flex tape meme in posted 2020. Hell yeah.
Oh, this is how people do the... Hang on. Okay, you know what we're going to finish with?
How to get laid is one of the guides on this.
That's a good guide. But you know how we're going to finish this?
What?
Give me 2 blocks in Minecraft. We're going to figure out which one's heavier.
Oh, I love the stream. All right. I don't know Minecraft blocks super well, so let's see.
Oh, dude. Okay, give me any 2 blocks then.
Wax weathered copper stairs, whatever the meme was.
Wax weathered. Hang on. Wax exposed cut. Where's wax weathered cut copper stairs? Here we go.
Your stream is frozen.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Wax weathered cut copper stairs. What else?
Birch log.
Birch log.
Actually, that's not really interesting. I assume the stairs will be heavier if they're a block of solid metal.
Well, we gotta find out.
Actually, no. Do bone block. What's heavier, steel, metal, or bones?
Ooh. Okay.
I almost said steel.
And then we'll make it out of like fucking jungle slabs.
Hell yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is not a very good bit for an audio medium. I will say that.
I know. No, I don't care. That's not our problem. And then we're gonna place this in the middle, and I think we do this, and then we hold and drag. Oh, dude.
It's also it's frozen again.
Cringe.
You suck at this. Oh, okay. I need to leave the stream and rejoin, and it advances to whatever the frame currently is. So if I just keep leaving and rejoining the stream.
Okay, so they are not different enough to... Oh my god, wait, can I actually... Oh, you can still build with them? Hold up. Wait, this is sick. Okay, we're going to try this again, because they were not different enough in weight to, like, cause one to fall.
Anyway, that's the end of our podcast for today.
Yep, so to answer the age-old question, what's heavier, a birch log or wax-weathered cut copper stairs? They are supposedly the same weight.
Hell yeah, love it.
Now, as opposed to a netherite block. Right, the netherite block is heavier.
Cool. I don't...
This is going to be what I'm going to be doing for the next, 6 hours.
It is a shame that we lost the Windcraft episode. Cause,
yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
Do you want me to lead the next one and we can try again?
Yeah, we just record you pitching me Windcraft again. Yeah, let's do that, and then I'll try and pitch you a grown-up game for grown-ups and not stupid babies. Like Hearts of Iron 4.
Is that the name of the game? Oh, you dumb bitch.
I don't even... I have it. I tried to get good at Paradox games, at one point, and that was a very regretful period of my life.
Honestly, me too. I'm mediocre at them. I like Stellaris.
Yeah, 19 minutes played total. We love that. On your Steam account.
Well, yeah.
I have 6 hours. But no,
the
I gotta
main
find.
two that
Yeah,
I played are Victoria 3 and Stellaris. I've like 50 hours on Victoria 3 and 72 hours on Stellaris, which are both baby numbers for Paradox games.
I got like 45 hours in Crusader Kings, and I don't even know how the game works.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Once you get it's Paradox, the whole thing with Paradox games is it's like, yeah, once you get past the 100 hours of tutorial, you can kind of figure out what you're doing. I don't know, man. I'm probably going to spend the next like 6 days playing with rotation mechanics and actual physics in Minecraft. Yeah, we should probably cut this.
I'm
anyways.
pissed that you're funnier than me because I have to win. You need to understand, all right? Being social and talking with other people and putting yourself out there on the internet, it's not about creating something. It's not about trying to have a good time and enjoying the process of editing and putting stuff together and the satisfaction of seeing the finished product. It's about winning. And you're winning right now. And I'm pissed.
All right. This is Neo-Isomorphism, guys. It's the bipartite relationship between two egotistic narcissists and one slightly funnier than the other. And it causes a complete breakdown of their social dynamic.
Malort and Power Armor Noodles. Never kill yourself.
Never kill yourself.
That is the core tenet of Neo-Isomorphism. Never kill yourself. Enjoy Malort. That's...
Holy shit. Wait, actually, never mind. They added rope in Minecraft. Can I hang myself?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
There, that right there. That's where we cut it. That's the end of the episode.
No, we got to keep this in, too.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to go open up Crusader Kings 2 for completely non-sinister purposes.
All right, buddy. Have fun with that.